Yo guys, what's going on? This is Yogi Man here. Welcome back to another episode of this FIFA 21 career mode here with Crystal Palace and the start of season number 3. I'm excited to get this one going. We're instantly, straight off the bat, some players have gone. If you didn't see it in the last episode, if you didn't watch the end of season, a few players left right at the end of the season. We'll recap that right now. Considering, of course, one of them was a major player that has left. Now, I appreciate all the feedback as per usual, boys, and support on the videos. But if you are new around here, if you could go on, smash that subscribe button somewhere down below. It would probably just gone across my face on the script. Well, not across my face, across this. Anyway, and hit the like button as well if you go on to enjoy the video. I will be away now for the weekend, so I think you've got one more of these as well while I'm away. But hopefully you have a great weekend as well. No football on, so devastated. But if we look at the notifications, 3 players have departed the club. It's Wilfried Zaha, and I'm a bit gutted, but he won't re-sign a new contract. He decided all of a sudden that he hated me, and we fell out big time, and Wilf has left the club, which I don't mind. I like to have those situations because it means he forces his way out of the club and he leaves to join FC Barcelona, which isn't a bad move for him, apart from the debt they're in. Sam Woods left as well, finally managed to move him on, and Kiate left. And I'm gutted about it, but he's going to go and play for Torino. And, you know, it's fair play to him because he's actually going to get permanent game time. Because if we look at the moment at centre-backs, Mark is growing nicely up to 75 rated. I think when we signed him, he was 73? I can't remember. And Adarabioyo now 80, as well as Anderson being 80. So we're pretty solid in centre-back. I'd like one more, maybe a youngster, but in fact, do we have one in the youth team? Let's actually also send out the scout. I mean, that makes complete sense. And I have no idea where to send him. I did not think this one through. Let's go Scotland. We're kind of doing a whip round of the home nations. It makes sense at Palace that it potentially is the home nations where we get some youngsters from. We'll go to Scotland for 9 months and see what happens there. Now, we do have a decent sizable budget. It's like 90 odd million to bring some players in. Of course, you already know one that we're bringing in, Jean-Philippe Mateta. I'm going to go and try and sign him now. No, we don't have a centre-back. Could Joan Martinez be made into a centre-back? At 6'1", it's not optimal height, but it's not bad. He'd be a quick centre-back. He's not great at passing, which he needs to improve, and he's not great at defending. But if we did put him on... Do you know what? We're going to do it. We're going to do it. Why not? We're probably still going to sign a centre-back, but we're going to do it. We're going to bring Joan Martinez up, and we're going to make him a centre-back, because he's not unbelievably quick for a full-back. If we're being 100% honest, technically, you don't want to look at the technicals, but he's not unbelievably quick at 78 sprint speed. So he's quite strong as well at 6 foot. But yeah, we're actually going to promote him. Finally, he was here at the start, and I'm going to start training him as a centre-back, and we'll see how he progresses this season, maybe give him some game time in the Cups. I feel like he might already get a little bit of a boost when we choose him to be a centre-back. I feel like he's more set to be a centre-back than anything else. But let's go and make some transfer deals, boys. We need to sign some players. Genuinely don't know how stubborn minds are going to be here, to be honest with you, because he's valued so much more than if we'd have just signed him the season before. Which is my fault. We should have picked him up the season before. I think we'd have got him for a lot cheaper. He's going to cost us... He's going to be a club record, easy, but... I mean, considering how well he's been, I'm going to go in with 40 because they wanted up of 50 and they're going to accept that. So I think 40 million for someone who scored the amount of goals he did, I'm absolutely happy with that. It's quite a realistic transfer as well. I'm just going to delegate this because I'm pretty sure my assistant will get the deal done. I'm also extremely tempted by James Ward-Prowse, if I'm being 100% honest. I think as a centre midfielder, considering Southampton's poor season, I'm really tempted by him. And of course, we need a right mid as well. Ruben Loftus-Cheek is another player that I'm extremely excited potentially to be able to bring in. Now, he will be a cheap deal, and it continues our great relationship with Chelsea. We're just going to go for Loftus-Cheek straight away. Now, Adama Traore was mentioned. We'll look at him. I have a feeling he's going to be too expensive, and I feel like this could be a big year for Mitchell van Bergen. We're not in Europe again, of course, but I think this could be Van Bergen's year. I'm literally going to go in at 11 million. They're probably not using him, probably not playing him. 13.2, I'm absolutely okay with that. And I think he's a great signing for 13.2. Again, now we're going to delegate this and see what deal we get back. He'll want a big wage, obviously, because he's on a big wage already at Chelsea. Now, they signed Conor Gallagher on loan in real life, so part of me just is inclined to get him. But let me know what you think about Conor Gallagher. I'm not going to make that deal yet. I have stacked this list just full of players. I'm not like eyeballing every single player that's on this list. I've just added players I like the look of as we've gone along. Now, potentially, we could do with a striker. And Louis Barry's gone to Roma. And he's actually someone I wouldn't have minded. English, very young, someone who we can use and progress through the seasons. And then I've also got Pablo Moreno. 50-50 on who we get. I like the idea of Louis Barry just because he's English, and he's extremely quick, which is great, right? FIFA, pace, quick, good. And he can play out on the wing if needed, whereas I don't think Moreno's got the same talent on the wing because of his... I don't know, actually, he's quick as well. I didn't think he was as quick. I have no idea. Let me know what you think. Moreno or Barry as a potential young striker waiting in the wings for the future, because we do have Batshuayi, Mateta and Eddie Nketiah, but it would be nice to always be able to play the 4-4-2 if we wanted to at times when we've got games coming quick and fast, especially potentially with Europe next season. It'd be nice to get a young striker in now, bed them in, ready for the season coming. There's also actually look at free transfers. It's been suggested a few times that we look at free transfers, and it's something I don't do often enough, you know, because I'd look at free agents a ton on Football Manager and I just always neglect it on this game, and I know they're a lot better now. I know that free transfers are a lot better on FIFA this year. Do we go by a list? I feel like I see the pictures a lot better this way. I've genuinely, for some strange reason, instantly there thought that was Adama Traore. B-Tech Adama Traore, but instantly. Now, I can just scout these young players, but I don't really want to have a full team of regens. I'd rather, if we have young players in the team, they're youth academy players that come through. I just want to see here if there's anyone decent on the list that could potentially be good for us. Well, they like to use that last name, don't they? Is that Amidovic? That's what I'm going with. I'm probably wrong. It's a bit worrying because in the past, there's actually been some really good free transfers. Like, we got Julian Draxler as a free transfer, but as I'm going through here, I am not seeing anywhere near, like, the same quality of name. Like, there isn't. Alberto there, I mean, we've got a really good backup goalkeeper, or at least I hope he's going to be good for us. But yeah, as we're going through it, absolutely nothing is looking like what's happening for us. We're at the end of the list, and unfortunately, absolutely nothing, which is a bit of a shame. Like I say, we've signed some good free transfers in the past, but there was just nothing. Of course, the big news, our first two transfers of the window, Jean-Philippe Mateta. I'm so happy we managed to get that deal done. I was nervous that we were going to be completely priced out of it or it would take all the budget. We couldn't really afford that this season with some of the departures we've had. And Ruben Loftus-Cheek as well. I'm very excited to have him on board. We're going to rescue him from Chelsea, like we rescued Michy Batshuayi as well from Chelsea. So they're two players instantly that I'm happy to have back in the squad. And I do actually think with those two transfers done, I'm quite happy with the squad that we've got. I need to see how it plays out as well first. Obviously, I would like another young striker. Let's see how far we can get in this cup. Do we beat them? We do beat them. We're going to make it to the final. I'd like a young striker, and that's pretty much it now. I think we're solid after that. Decent tournament prize money. We've got an offer for Anderson from Lyon. They want him back. Of course, we're not going to agree to those terms. He's been absolutely fantastic for us. It would take a ridiculous bid, and I think it'd take more than Lyon at this stage. Now, an offer from Torino for Matt Grimes, and I really, really like Matt Grimes, so I'm going to say no. But if we do get a decent offer in for him, I would have to be inclined to sell him to give him first team football because here, of course, he's rotated. See if we can win our first final of a friendly cup as well. I haven't actually won a friendly cup yet. We lost it. But I mean, that's a good sign for a new season, right? When you go that far in the friendly cup, it gives us some more money. We've got about 44 million at the moment. Interest there being shown from Newcastle and Richardly Bazor, as well as Feyenoord. And we've got the position change here for Van Bergen, but I'm not going to do it. But he can now play on the left side of midfield as well. Well, these are the kind of news articles I really don't want to come back to. Now, a big offer for Eze, and a pretty big offer for Eddie Nketiah as well, if we're being 100% honest with you. Now, the Eze one is from Watford. So, I'm actually going to reject the Eze one because it's Watford. But if a bigger team did come in, then you'd have to really consider that. Now, Eddie Nketiah, Atalanta, that's the big question. And I don't know what they did last year, but I would argue that they're up there, but would Eddie favour staying in London and in England? Probably. So I'm going to reject both of them, but if we get the right clubs there, those fees weren't too far off, especially the Eze one. But I think Eddie would want to stay in England at least, unless it was a big side, and hopefully that's the right decision. I don't know how well Atalanta did. I'm a fan of watching them in real life, but I don't know how well they did last season. Ooh, Donny van der Beek's been safe from Man United and signed for Barcelona. Go on, Donny. Martinez can change his position as well. Now, I'm intrigued if his rating's going to go up. It went up by 1, which is exactly what I expected, to be honest with you. And then we're probably going to put him on Oh, I like ball-playing defender because he can't... I mean, he can't pass now, which is frustrating. But I want him to be able to pass. And at 17, this is the best time to improve his passing. I mean, it's weak as well, right? We're going to go ball-playing defender for this first season, and then we'll probably swap to sweeper because, let's face it, needs to be better defensively. Now, I talked about it, and I'm going to give Eze cam. And he doesn't actually improve in rating, but we're going to start training him now as a cam. And I think, actually, potentially as a shadow striker is what I'm going to go for. I want to just improve him going forward. I've also got a transfer offer here for Maya, who I could actually be taught into selling. It is Leicester as well, who finished in the top 4, actually. They did finish in the top 4. We're going to renegotiate this one because they're a top 4 side. They finished 3rd in the league. We're not in Europe. He would definitely, I imagine at 29 at the stage of his career, want European football. So let's see if we can negotiate a deal here with our Brendan. And do you know what? I'm not going to even go ridiculous. I'm just going to say 15. And if they don't accept that, they're idiots. And he does accept it. So 15 million. Maya is going to be leaving the club and going to Leicester. It's gutting because he's our best passer in the centre of the park. Loftus-Cheek now can play in the centre of the park, though. And but I think Leicester, they finished in Europe. There's no way that he'd stay here if they came knocking. Does leave a little hole in centre mid, though. It does for me, because although we've got Matt Grimes, we've got Shackleton, and then Loftus-Cheek can play there if need be. I think he can play there anyway. Let's try him there. Yeah, Loftus-Cheek can play there if need be. So there's options here. There is options if Maya goes. Do I not sign anyone else? I mean, Van Bergen starting there and Loftus-Cheek starting in that position wouldn't be a bad idea at all, if I'm being honest. He's a decent... I'd probably play him on the right side because he's right-footed. I think that might be the play. Of course, I'd love to give Shackleton more game time this year, as well as Matty Grimes, who we now will retrain. As I said, I mean, he can play centre mid already, right? So I don't know if I want to retrain him as a centre mid. When we play this formation, it's got to be Rievald or Grimes there. You know, we will retrain him as a centre mid. I ummed and ahed about that far too much. Let's see how long it's going to take. Just 2 weeks for centre mid. That's not surprising. He's good enough to play there. He's played centre mid the entire time I've had him at the club. We're coming up on a thick and fast start to the season. We start with Wolves and then Man City and Chelsea back to back. What a start to the season we got there, fixtures-wise. Almeida has been sold. He's going to go for 15 million, which I think is good. And now we've got a loan offer here for Charlton. I kind of think we need to loan him out because, well, he's not going to get the game time here, is he? Whereas at least if he goes there, he'll get the game time. So I will accept a loan for Charlton because I need him playing. Of course, if we are ending up with centre mids, I do have some options here. We've got Moda, we've got Sam Fields, Cooper Miners, who, if I'm being honest, is probably out of our price range now, going to Napoli. I don't think we'd be able to manage to bring him in. But we've also got Tommy Doyle. He's a youngster, 20 years of age at Man City, potentially. Almeida as well, Andre Almeida, 74 rated, 22 years of age there at Toulouse. We've got Josh Brownhill as well. Conor Gallagher, as I said, we could go and rescue Conor Gallagher. And I think he would probably be the one potentially we go for. The issue is he's going to be steep in price, whereas what would Brownhill be? He'd be quite steep as well. Whereas Almeida would not be. Tommy Doyle would not be. So we have to think about the financial situation. What about Moda and Fields? I mean, Fields probably 24 is probably not quite good enough for us anymore at where we're trying to go. But Jakub Moda could definitely be potentially, could play left midfield as well. He would be the cheapest of options if we was going for someone who is already good. We do agree a 1-year loan deal with Espanyol for Ollie Charlton to go out. And I think that's a good deal, actually. I think that's a really good deal. If he gets game time, I think he can improve by 5 or 6 this season easily. We've already seen that when they go out on loan, they improve a lot more. We've got a transfer bid from Sheffield Wednesday here for Boateng, who at this stage I just want to let him go. He's 21, 67 rated, and his biggest issue is we've got quite a bit of quality at left back, so he's probably never going to be played. This is the new look Palace side as we head into the first game of the season, and I'm really happy with it. I'm not going to lie, I'm really happy with where the team's at. Adama Traore playing for them, of course, we're scouting him at the moment, potentially someone we go in for. We'll see how much money he's going to cost. He could play on the right side for us. Absolutely rapid. We've got no doubt about that. But Tavernier, Adebayo, Anderson and Mitchell, Guaita now going down in rating. That's why I need Ollie Charlton to go out on loan and have an unbelievable time. Van Bergen on the right wing. He's going to be starting there this season, which is great. Loftus-Cheek and Eze in the centre of the park. Now, we might lose a little bit of that defensive fluidity, so these two might have to be rotated when playing in the centre of the park. But of course, Loftus-Cheek can play on the right, Eze can play on the left. Elise is going to start on the left today. Mateta and Batshuayi, of course, up top. The team still needs some work this season, of course. We still need some players. The bench is very thin, I'm happy with the direction we're moving in. Let's go and take on this Wolves side, who could cause us a few problems. Three at the back as well will be hard to break down. Angel Correa's Wolves' new signing. That's quite a big signing, isn't it? That's quite a big statement. I don't feel like we've made any big statement signings yet. I think Loftus-Cheek's a big one. And Jean-Philippe Mateta's a big one, although it doesn't feel like it because he's been here at the club for 2 seasons. Still think he's a big signing. And big money we spent on him as well. We have to remember that. The biggest transfer we've had. And hopefully he's the future up top. He can bang a few goals like that man there. First home game of the season here. Underway. And I am excited. I love the start of new seasons. I like using new players. It's going to be interesting to use Loftus-Cheek. And I'm still tweaking sliders. I know, but I'm tweaking them with the idea that these might be the sliders that we end up using on FIFA 22. So that's why I'm still tweaking them. I want to see if that's where we're heading with these sliders as well. Because I think we could be. Well, here comes Johnny. And I just don't want him to pass it, really. And he does pass it, and I don't move. And Ruben Neves is going to make this 1-0. And I locked on... Well, I wanted to lock on to Anderson, but it locked me on to Mitchell instead. I'm guessing the game assumed that that was the right player for me to lock onto. The defence here getting off to a little bit of a shaky start as the season goes. You'll see that I moved Mitchell actually further away from Neves here because I wanted to be Anderson. I didn't want to be Mitchell, unfortunately. We got 1-0 down, but we're no stranger to going 1-0 down. And again, I've tweaked the sliders, so I'm expecting this to be quite difficult until we start to learn the sliders again. That tends to be the case, right? Once you learn how the opposition play. This is why it would be so much better if oppositions played differently. But because they all play so similar, once you've learned how it works... Oh, that's lovely. Van Bergen! And that is how you want to start your first season being the main man at right mid. That is exactly how you want to start your first season being the main man at right mid. He's had his injury problems while being at the club. I know a certain Scotsman right now that'll be happy with that. Mitchell Van Bergen makes it 1-0, and it's a beautiful ball for Michy Batshuayi. Van Bergen's touch is brilliant, and he fires that home. You'll love to see it. Well, this has been lined up nicely by Ruben Neves, and to be honest with you, I don't like this one bit whatsoever. Guaita in net, will not save it, he barely moves. And what a start to this game we're having. It's 2-1 already. Ruben Neves here with a free kick. We're not even 20 minutes in. I have no idea what that was, but this is a great free kick. I mean, the goalkeeper could save that. They need to move a little bit more on free kicks. Hopefully new goalkeeping mechanics in the next game. It's a great free kick, don't get me wrong, but I think he's got enough time to get closer because it's more looping than it is hit with power. 2 goals in the Premiership already for Neves. He's getting off to a good start, isn't he? Ruben Loftus-Cheek finds Batshuayi. Well, they're just going to stand off him, so we'll fire it, but it's saved by Asensio. He's a good signing for them, actually. In net, the Villarreal goalkeeper. At the moment, the experiment of Eze and Loftus-Cheek in the centre of the park has not been beneficial for us because we lack that ball winner. You know, someone who's going to go there and win the ball back. We lack that at the moment. Adama now, oh my God, he does have pace. Adama Traore, and surely if they make it free, it would be a very poor position for us to be in, and they should. And Pedro Neto does make it free. And on all 3 attacks so far for Wolves, they've scored and we've collapsed. This is a great start to the season. We've got Chelsea and Man City after this. Oh, Correa's ball in. It's beautiful. And Neves, he's got a hat-trick in the first half here for Wolves. And genuinely, every attack that Wolves have had, they've scored here. And the new sliders seem to be doing a... I wish he'd stop doing that celebration. It's weird. He doesn't do that in real life, does he? And I think the new sliders might just be working, boys, because every time they've come forward, they've scored. And we find ourselves 4-1 down in the first half at home, the first game in the Premiership. This is not how I anticipated this one going. We've always been relatively decent defensively. I mean, today just hasn't been our day. There goes the half-time whistle, and a lot to be done here at half-time. There'll have to be some chats. There'll have to be some chats with the boys, because this Wolves side going forward have just ripped me apart. You can feel the difference, because obviously I've changed how impactful pace is. And you could definitely feel the difference when they're coming forward. Neves with 3 goals. His first Premiership game of the season, and he's got 3 goals. Not good. You'll see there as well, 4 attacks, 4 goals. It's every time they've come forward, they've scored. It's been mad. Not sure this kind of performance is the one. We're going to try regardless. The only plus side is Van Bergen got a goal, but that is absolutely shocking there, and this should be another, and Guaita saves it. Well, I don't know what Tavernier's trying to do there. His defending in that situation was horrendous. Mateta now, that's a great ball to Batshuayi. Is this one back at least? Oh, he's pulled it wide. Eze making that run. Surely, Eze, oh, it's saved. Can he knock it in? No, he can't. Asensio saves it. That was a huge moment there for Eze to prove that those drives forward from centre midfield are going to work. And he can't find the back of the net there, and that's disappointing that he hasn't scored that. Pedro Neto piling forward now, and you can really tell the pace disparity with this Wolves team. I think anyone we come up against this season who's got pace is going to cause us a problem. Certainly are, and that is nice play though. And for the first time, Wolves are in a problem here. Wolves are in a big problem, and Elise is in. What can Elise do with it? He's pulled it way too wide, so he fires it and does really what we've done all game. Makes the wrong decision. Elise. Mateta. It's not a bad bit of play. Eddie Nketiah. And again, it's safe from the goalkeeper. I really think we might have been able to come back into this, but their goalkeeper's been so good. And there we go. Wolves will beat us 4-1 here. Opening day of the season. The damage was done in the first half. The second half was a much better performance from us. We played a lot better, but didn't take our chances. Need to get more clinical. As you can see, we had more opportunities than Wolves and only managed to find the one goal. That Batshuayi one flashing wide, the Eze miss as well. Those two go in. This is a different game, but at the end of the day, Wolves were just so quick. I think we're actually going to have to play different tactics this season, which is good, which is exactly what I want. Well, that was a little bit surprising, but I'm actually happy because I wanted the sliders to be more difficult. I thought it was too easy, and that was really difficult to deal with their pace, which makes you defend a little bit smarter, makes you play a little bit differently. The 4-4-2 does leave you open a lot more, and I think just against a team like that, we're going to have to play differently, but it's good to see. It looks like we're going to miss out on Pablo Moreno, only for a season, as he looks like he might be going to Stade de Reims. Oh, it's just a bit of an issue. I'm trying to figure out where I think we're most needing to improve. I think centre mid is definitely going to be an improvement we need to make. And then potentially Adama once we get the scout report back. I mean, we could see ourselves with no points after 3 games. And now this is a pretty decent bid for Jetro Willems to go back to PSV. I like it, and I'm going to accept it. I don't want to lose Jetro Willems, but he is now second fiddle to Mitchell. Mitchell has been starting for us a lot more. I'm going to let Williams go. So that also means now potentially a left back. We do have youngsters, but this season's not going to be easy. I think a left-back could be in order. And then it's dependent on who we go in for. I did see Timon instantly come up there, who I think would be good for us to play backup. Because I think Mitchell is the man I want to start. Out Nuri wouldn't be too bad either, would he? Keeping that French idea that I had, along with Dutch players as well. Matt Ritchie, of course, now definitely not one. I think for me, Josh Timon, he's got the pace that we need to play there. He's not going to grow massively. Out Nuri would be a little bit more of a future-proof signing. He's not a bad passer of the football. He's quicker. He's at Angers, which just kind of makes me think they want way too much money. And this is our issue now. That's why Timon probably looks a little bit more appealing to be back up. We're actually going to make that deal. I cannot afford Out Nuri, as well as potentially the centre mid and the striker we want. I can't afford him. He'd be the best option, but we genuinely can't afford him. Now, Maxwell Cornet in real life has moved to Burnley. It's quite interesting. He is affordable. We're going to sign Maxwell Cornet, actually. For 10 million, he covers 2 positions that we could do with covering, if we're being honest. They only want 10.5 as well, and he's rapid for that left-back position, so when it comes to covering, I think he'd be unbelievable for us. Before we do make that deal, we've got Man City, where, of course, we will play this formation. I think 4-4-2s will probably be sides without 3 at the back and sides we think, yes, we could beat them. I think there's going to be more of this season, to be honest with you, which means we might not need as many strikers. We might not. And my biggest question here is Mateta or Batshuayi. I'm going to go Mateta today. I'm going to play Loftus-Cheek on the right, Eze on the left. I wasn't actually impressed with Tavernier, so I'm going to play Ferguson, and we're going to play Mitchell as well. That will be the starting 11. This is quite a strong starting 11, of course. Wow, they've got Moise Kean now. Ferran Torres, Sterling, De Bruyne. So this is just going to be tough. If we could escape with a draw, I'd be very happy with that today. Loftus-Cheek getting his first start on the right. The reason why I've gone with Riedveld and Grimes was Shackleton. Shackleton purely for his energy. Riedveld and Grimes for their defensive ability today. It would be lovely if we could get some points on the board here. I don't want to have the first episode of the new season. Pointless. I thought the game that we would get those points was Wolves, but if you remember correctly, we had an absolutely stunning comeback from being 2-0 down to bring it back against Manchester City last season. Can we do something special again today? That was at home, of course. This is away. Moise Kean making his debut today for Manchester City. 67.7 million. Unbelievable player. We know in FIFA he's probably one of the best growing strikers in the game, and I've got to defend against him after the shambles that was that performance against Wolves. Well, done really well there to win the ball back early. Jean-Philippe Mateta now. It's going to be tackled by Rodri. It's not foul. And we need to try not to be wasteful in those positions, because when we give the ball away there, it could cause us some problems. João Cancelo now, surely going to try and cut inside. He doesn't. Mitchell. Can he do? Can he win it back there? He looked like he had won it back. Moise Kean to João Cancelo. Cut off the passing lane. Oh, Kevin De Bruyne has just played a beautiful ball to Bernat. That was a superb ball. It's going to be a big day today for Mitchell and Ferguson. Mitchell, of course, looking like he's going to be our starting left-back. And Ferguson getting an opportunity after a poor performance from Tavernier. And that's why Jamie Shackleton's in the squad. Moments like that. I need plenty of them from him. Oh, that was great passing. Raheem Sterling now. Tossing Adebayo, doing brilliantly there. And Ferguson. Come on, Ferguson. We can't be giving them all these opportunities. Moise Kean. Going to lose out. I need Ferguson to be clever here. That's dangerous. But we will get it away in the end. Oh, we won't get it too far away, though, will we? João Cancelo now. Firing himself into the box. Tosin Adebayo's got to be saying to himself, how many times do I have to win the ball back before we get it clear? Man City press, and they press again, and Moise Kean will not get his opportunity. Lads, come on, sort yourselves out. Mitchell now finds Riedveld. Riedveld finds Jean-Philippe Mateta, and Ruben Loftus-Cheek has been given an acre over here, and he's still got Jamie Shackleton here. Jamie Shackleton scores! And there we go. Maybe we've just got Manchester City's number because we take the lead here with Jamie Shackleton getting that goal. And I'm telling you this, just the runs he makes it so much easier for me. The run he makes here for Loftus-Cheek, considering he's a centre mid, is brilliant. And he fires that home nicely. Oh, we needed that. Just batten down the hatches, boys. That's all I could do at the moment. Raheem Sterling's dribbling is absolutely infuriating. Oh, he's done really well there, Raheem. De Bruyne. Moise Kean. Looking for his first goal. And he's not going to get it. And we need to stop doing that. Ferran Torres now won't be allowed to play it across, but he will eventually. And Guaita saves it. And then Riedveld needs to clear it. Oh, and he does. We get it away. Oh, Mateta's played in Jamie Shackleton here with a beautiful pass. He doesn't have the legs, though, does he? João Cancelo coming back. I think if that was one of the centre-backs, Jamie Shackleton's in there, but it's not one of the centre-backs, and that was probably the big issue. Moise Kean. Back to De Bruyne, and that's a great ball. Guaita saves it again. Oh, he's keeping us in this game. He's keeping us in this game. We've done nothing apart from the goal. It's been all Man City pressure, non-stop. Let's see what ball they could put in here. It's not a good one at all. Jamie Shackleton will get away with it. Jamie Shackleton now probably asking questions. And if he nails that, and he does, and I think he's onside. And this is a big moment for Eze. Jamie Shackleton has played in Eze, and Eze's going to make it 2. What a pass, what a goal from Man City's corner. And we make it 2, and the fans boo. And they're wide open at the back when we can break away. Oh, this has been a tough game, though. Jamie Shackleton's pass to Eze, stunning. And Eze this time does finish it. Well, we are 2 up, and I have no idea how, but I'm happy. Well, Riedveld won that back. Jean-Philippe Mateta now waits for Jamie Shackleton. And the wait on that pass again for Mateta is beautiful, and this time Shackleton miskicks it. Oh, that's great from Ferran Torres. Bernardo Silva now. Tosin Adebayo's been brilliant today. I'll have no bad words said about him. Tosin's been fantastic. That will be half-time. With 2 goals to the good. I think we should have been 3. I don't know how Man City haven't scored, though, and we need more of the same in the second half. The away fans will be extremely happy so far. Mateta now. Shackleton wants Mateta to run, doesn't he? He's going to play it across to Jean-Philippe Mateta. who's quick enough. Can he fire it home? He can't. Loftus-Cheek. Oh, it would have been his first goal for the club. We're getting little breakaways again. Just little breakaways, but this is great defending on Loftus-Cheek, to be fair. Moise Kean coming off, Sergio Aguero coming on. So obviously the old guard, they must have re-signed him coming on. I'm not happy with the output so far for Moise Kean. Great ball to Sterling here. Sterling's going to be able to get into the box. He lifts it in. Luckily for us, we've got a lot of height in there. Oh, that's lovely from Shackleton. I tell you what, this has been Shackleton's game so far. Loftus-Cheek pulls it back to Jamie Shackleton. Oh, he's going to have to go back to Loftus-Cheek. We don't have the bodies forward. Wow, they're not marking Shackleton at all, are they? Go for it, Eze. Go for it, Eze. Can he get to it? He can. He's on and across. And there we go. Surely that's the game. Rivaldo with the goal. And Man City have just been pulled apart at the back today. They've been brilliant. They've been absolutely brilliant going forward, but they've been pulled apart at the back. And this Crystal Palace team on the road showing what we can do. Eze does brilliantly there to get to that, and Rivaldo taps it home. It's an open net, but I'm happy for him to get that goal. We do have quite a versatile squad, so we're going to bring on Eddie Nketiah now. And the plus side is we can bring off Loftus-Cheek, and we can play Elise on the right, because he's more than good enough to play on the right as well. Honestly, this squad is really nice and versatile, which is a huge bonus for me, because it means I can have a little bit of a smaller squad, but still cover so many positions, especially for injuries as well. De Bruyne now. Oh, just trying to cover that gap. Joachim Andersen against Rodri. Oh, Andersen's done brilliantly. And now Shackleton will find himself free. Jamie Shackleton. Still Jamie Shackleton goes. Jamie Shackleton finds Eddie Nketiah, and if this is 4, this is sublime. Eddie Nketiah makes it 4, and Man City need to figure out what they're doing at the back. From getting battered 4-1 to being up 4-0 against Man City, I can't believe it, but the counter has worked unbelievably today, and the formation has counteracted them perfectly. Joachim Andersen winning the ball back, let's add that. And I tell you something, Jamie Shackleton will be playing every single game that I can possibly get him in, because he's been the key to this victory today, along with Rivaldo coming back in. We are 4-0 up here at the Etihad. Well, I'll tell you something, boys. Shackleton's won it back again. He's going to wait, and then he's going to loft it to Eddie Nketiah, and what a ball that is. Eddie Nketiah has not been on the pitch long, and he's going to make it 5. And this is embarrassing for Pep right now. This is absolutely... Take a bow, Eddie. Take a bow. This is absolutely embarrassing for Pep Guardiola and this Man City team. Jamie Shackleton has torn them a new one. He wins the ball back, and he plays once again one of the best balls I've seen. This is his 4th assist in this game, boys. His 4th. You might have forgotten that, but it's his 4th assist in this game, and Eddie Nketiah will come on and get a brace, and Man City are falling apart. Well, let this one sink in, boys. Manchester City have just lost 5-0 to Crystal Palace. 5-0. What an episode this one's been. Absolutely ridiculous as the boos ring around the stadium. Man City, there'll be an inquest, of course, very early on in the season as well. Eddie Nketiah coming on and getting 2 goals. But, I mean, the main man of this one, the man of the match, has to be Jamie Shackleton. Superb performance. And defensively, Adebayo and Andersen was fantastic as well. You can't win 5-0 without having a good defence, especially not against Man City. Don't be fooled. They did come at us early in the game, but I can't believe we scored 5 past them. I think maybe we've just got their number. Reading some of the stuff people lately, my future. Give him another chance. Yeah, he'll get his chance. Michy Batshuayi was our top goal scorer last season. The only reason I didn't sub him on is because I didn't see the point being 3-0 up. I think we've learned that this formation against those kind of sides in the league, though, is probably going to have to be key. But next time out, we will take on Chelsea. We'll do some more transfers as well, of course, because we do need to make some more transfers. At the moment, we look good, though, not to lose anyone else. But I do think we'll see what happens with the Adama Traore one. I genuinely think that we need to find ourselves another centre mid just for cover there, and potentially a young striker for the future. But we'll see what happens. Maybe another winger. Maybe. But I'm kind of okay with what we've got at the moment. But anyway, boys, thank you very much for watching. If you made it this far, please smash that subscribe button as well as hitting the like button. It helps these videos do better and get seen by more and more people. Have a wonderful weekend. There might be another episode up this weekend, by the way. I just want to add that. It just depends how much I get done before I go away for 4 days. I'll see you later.